What's up, guys and girls, and welcome to my kitchen. It's real small, so that's why I don't do a lot of cooking tutorials and videos, because we don't have a lot of room to be able to move around with. So today we're going to be tackling a very popular topic at the moment, especially in my world, MyFitnessPal. What is it? How to use it? Is it essential? All these questions will be answered in today's video. If you're not already, like, subscribe, make sure you leave a comment below on your thoughts on this vlog and any other questions that you need help with. That's why me and Will do what we're doing to help you guys out. I've been in the same spot as you guys are at the moment, not knowing how the hell to use MyFitnessPal, not knowing why it's important to potentially use it or not. I'm gonna answer that question in a second. And not knowing what I'm really doing and where to go and the guidance that I need on my health and fitness journey. So I've been right there. So MyFitnessPal, what is it? Basically, MyFitnessPal is a tracking tool, and it's a tracking app, which basically means it allows you to track your food diary. You've probably kept a journal. MyFitnessPal is just a little bit more accurate. So what it basically does is allows us to track our overall caloric intake. It allows us to track our protein, fat, carbohydrates, sugar intake, vitamin intake as well. Our vitamin and mineral intake as well, if you want to track those sort of things. Now, it's not perfect. Is it essential? No, it's absolutely not essential. You can still get to your goals without using an app like MyFitnessPal. There's also Easy Diary. There's also Chronometer. There's a few other ones. They're not essential. However, it does give you a really good educational element of what the hell's in specific foods. I mean, if I was to ask you right now, how many grams are in 150 grams of chicken breast? How many grams? How many calories are in it? Probably don't know, but using an app like this allows you to be able to figure that out. So in order to get to your goal, it allows you to get there much faster and also much more meticulously. You don't have to use it forever. My advice would be use it for as long as you need it, and then try to pull back a little bit for the long term so that you don't always need to use it. I mean, I've been using it for about 4 years or so, and I still use it almost daily because I just like the accountability aspect of it. So before you use this, you'll still need to know what your calories and your macros are in order to track them. Remember, it's only good for tracking. We're going to go through it in a second. I'll take you through my profile, but don't use it as a way to monitor progress, because it's going to be using sort of the RDA, like the recommended daily allowances of specific things, or what the government advise, and they don't know everything. So all I'd use it for is purely just a tracking app. That's it. Your weight metrics and your measurements and all that sort of stuff I would do separately, in my opinion. So you'll need to know your calories and you'll need to know your macros as well. Now, those you can set up separately. You can set them up, but there's online calculators out there. There is the Catch McArdle method, there's a Mifflin St. Jean method, there's a Harris Benedict, there's the reverse Harris Benedict. There's lots of methods out there. If you just type it into Google, you'll be able to figure that out. The one that I like using is a calculator called TDEE calculator. That's Total Daily Energy Expenditure Calculator. None of these are perfect, but they'll get you in a pretty decent ballpark figure, okay? So knowing those, then you'll figure out your macronutrients as well, your protein, fat, and carbohydrates. Without going too in depth with this, generally with protein, you want to look around anywhere from 1.6 to 2.5 grams per kilogram of your body weight. For fats, anywhere from 0.6 to 1 gram per kilo of body weight, and carbohydrates will generally make up the rest of your energy. And that's with your macros, and that's going to total your calories. Now, let's imagine we've got all these figures done. I've got mine, so we'll go through it. Now let's jump into that. I'm just gonna share my screen, which I'm doing on Will's phone because my phone is not up to date yet. So we've gone into my screen. This is amazing. You're gonna see all the weird stuff that I look at. So when you set up MyFitnessPal, you're gonna go into the home screen. You'll set up, you'll just put in your general details. Again, don't stress too much about all the nitty-gritty or how much you wanna lose per week or anything of that nature. We're purely just using this for food tracking only. You'll go into this screen, you'll see the home screen. From there, to specifically set the macronutrients that you want to have, you'll go into the More button down at the bottom right. You'll scroll down, go to Goals. You'll see Nutrition Goals. You're going to hit that. Then from there, you'll see this calories, carbs, protein, and fat page right here. Now, mine's a little bit interesting because mine, cheeky little insight, is I had the paid version, and after my membership was complete, because I didn't want to use it anymore, Not that you need the paid version, the free version is absolutely fine. I'm still able to access the paid version, which is amazing. So Yours will basically go into percentages. Mine just goes in grams. So if I hit these 3 blue buttons on the right hand side, I'll hit those and then I'll get my calories at the bottom, which is taken from my grams. So if I, for example, scroll down on protein, you can see that my calorie goal has gone up to 3042 from the 3000 that it was at. So if you're on the percentage one, if you go on to the left hand side and go to the percentages, again, I don't want to go into it because I don't want to mess mine up, but you might have to put in your calorie goal first. If you're in the percentage one, you're in the free version. As you can see on mine, I've got the grams, but you will have specific percentages in order to build up your overall calorie goal. So if you look at fat, mine is at 15%, protein is at 35%, and carbs is at 50%. So what you'll basically find is that yours might not be completely accurate from your macronutrients that you set, but the percentage will get you pretty damn close. You'll total 100%, of course, and you'll just adjust the amounts with as close as you possibly can. Close enough, honestly, guys, is good enough with this. So you've gone into that, you've set it all up great, you'll hit the little tick button, and then we'll go to the top left button, take us to the goals, top left again, and then we go to our homepage. Now, if you see the top of the home page, I'm just going to hit the remaining button or the top button here, and you'll just see my food that I'm tracking currently. Okay, so my total goal right there is 3,000 calories. I've currently tracked 2,703 calories, and I've got 299 remaining across the top. Now, if you click on that remaining button again, the green figure at the top right, you'll see it's gone to the calories page. Across the middle there, you'll see nutrients. I want you to hit nutrients. So as you hit this, we've got these cool little blue lines here. Now what these basically figure out is how close you are to your goal. You've got the total on the left-hand side, or like the center left-hand side. So you've got protein, carbohydrates, fiber, sugar, fats, saturated fats, polyunsaturated fats, etc. All I want you to figure out, or all I want you to focus on is protein, carbs, and fats. Now, my total here is 264. Where if you look to the right, my goal is actually 260. So I'm 4 grams over, which is absolutely fine in protein. It's not too much of an issue. Carbohydrates, I'm at 294 where I need to be at 378, so I can bump those up. And then fat, a little bit lower down, I'm at 48 and I should be at 50. So a little bit off. So looking at the right hand side, it says the word left. That's how many grams you've got left in order to be able to hit your daily allotment. So if you look at where the blue lines are on mine, ideally the blue lines are going to be all the way up and say 0 for protein, 0 for carbs, 0 for fat. That means you've hit 100% of your daily allotment and there's 0 grams left over. If you go over a little bit in protein and carbohydrates, I would focus on going sort of anywhere from 3 to 5 grams over or under, which is absolutely fine. And then in terms of fat, because there's more calories per gram of fat, I would focus on only trying to go between sort of 1 to 3 grams either side. Now, if you go to that X button in the top left-hand corner, we'll hit that X button. Now you have got essentially your diary. So you're scrolling down, you've got breakfast in there, you've got lunch in there, dinner and snacks. So this is just mine that I've got at the moment for today. Now I'm gonna just go through really quickly a free day, okay? So free day, for example, if I look at a breakfast meal, I wanna hit add food. Now let's say, oh God, this thing's coming up. If I wanna have for breakfast, say some oats. So I'm gonna go rolled oats, great. No, I don't wanna go premium. Serving size, you can select your serving size with these rolled oats. And I click that, I've selected 1 gram already. It'll generally come up as one of the other ones, but hit 1 gram. And then I can put in the exact number to the decimal point of I want. So I've hit in here, let's say I want 60 grams. Great, hit the little green tick, and then top right, hit the tick again. Cool, now I've got 60 grams of oats in there. And if I go up to the top right-hand side of the calories remaining, as you've seen there, the blue line started to go up. Okay, so it's at 9 protein, it's at 34 carbs, and it's at 6 on the fats. If I take this meal out, we'll go back to complete 0. Okay, so that's the difference there. But let's put this meal in, say I have oats. Let's go 60 grams of oats. Oh God, 603 grams, that would be nice. 60 grams of oats. Protein, I'm using this particular protein powder. So I've got 60 grams of protein. Cool, and if I want to have, let's say, some strawberries with that meal, fresh strawberries, 200 grams, awesome. So this is my breakfast, right? So I've got in here, currently, if you look across that top, my goal is 3,002, give or take a few calories, not too important. My food currently is 522 calories, and my remaining is 2,480 calories. So if I hit that, boom. Here we are, 64 protein being hit, 51 carbohydrates being hit, and 7 grams of fat being hit. So I've got a long way to go, but I've only just put in breakfast. So what you'll progressively do is add whatever lunch meal that you want, and then you'll go dinner, add whatever dinner meal you want, and then any snacks that you have throughout the day. And the goal being, you want to try and get as close to these amounts as you possibly can. As you've seen here, I'm at 2,700, but if I went into my already eaten food and I know I need to add a lot of carbohydrates with minimum fat and minimum protein, I would go and potentially add a ton of rice. All right, so I've got 225 grams of rice. Let's say I've had half a kilo of rice, which would be amazing. Great, so I'm up there. Protein is a little bit over. Carbs is under by 5 grams, which is fine. Fats is under by 2 grams, which is fine, but I know I'm way over in protein, so let me go into a protein-based meal that's got relatively high protein and low everything else. So I would go into my protein powder, and I might go, all right, let's give me 50 grams of protein powder. Cool, 4 grams over, fine. That's an absolute fine day. We've got 4 grams over in protein, 5 grams under in carbs, and 2 grams under in fat. So the easiest way to do this, guys, what I explain to all my clients is, when you're going through this, is first and foremost putting the foods that you enjoy, especially if you've never used this before. Remember, compliance is everything. You can have the most perfect diet on paper, but if you can't follow that fucker, then you ain't ever gonna achieve your goals, okay? So compliance and consistency is absolutely everything. So what I'd first and foremost do is go into an app like MyFitnessPal. I probably don't need to share that anymore. Boom, stop stream recording, don't skip. So go into MyFitnessPal. First and foremost, you'll figure out your calories and macros pre-using MyFitnessPal through an app like, through a web page like TDEE calculator or any one of the others that I mentioned earlier, just to get a ballpark figure. And you only want a ballpark figure because, again, none of them are perfect. You'll only find what works for you by doing things like weekly measurements and also daily weigh-ins on the scale. Those are the best ways to be able to give us an accurate reading of, are we making actual progress? So you'll go into MyFitnessPal. First and foremost, in breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks, put in foods that you actually enjoy. All the foods that you want to eat throughout the day. Remember, sustainability first and foremost. Then what you'll do is you'll adjust the amounts accordingly in order to fit within your calorie and macronutrient allotments. Does that make sense? You're nodding your head? Yeah, good work. So that's the best way to be able to do things, because again, we're looking for this long-term sustainability. There's no point going, hey, I'm gonna eat like a bodybuilder, when if you're not competing on stage, you don't have to. So what's the fucking point? And it's also extremely boring to be able to do. Find what works for you. Everyone's that little bit different. So trying to figure out the meals that you actually enjoy that's going to fit within your lifestyle and also fit within your social outings that you have with friends is going to be your key to long-term success. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of an idea of how to actually set up and use MyFitnessPal. If you got any questions, leave them in the comment below and we will see you in the next one. If you want to optimize your health, fitness, and lifestyle and learn the tools and the tricks and the knowledge to be able to sustain a healthy and fit lifestyle, then please go check out my books on my website. As a loyal subscriber, you get a cheeky little discount. So I'll see you in there.